I'm going to tell you something that's probably been on your mind, even if you haven't put it into words. What happens when the things you own start owning you? What happens when a machine becomes a customer, and a robot becomes your coworker? I should not be showing you this, but what you're about to see is a terrifyingly accurate prophecy about the future. A future where the lines between man and machine are about to disappear entirely. By the end of this script, you'll not only understand where we're going, but I'll also reveal a single chart that explains why the United States is on the brink of an economic revolution. In 1995, the legendary Carl Sagan made a chilling prediction in his book, The Demon-Haunted World. He warned that if the US continued to lose its manufacturing base, it would lead to a catastrophic decline, a decline that would have profound geopolitical and societal outcomes. Well, we've lost those industries, but what he didn't predict was the one thing that could reverse this decline and usher in a new era of American prosperity. The one thing that's about to turn his prophecy on its head. But before we get into that, let's play a little game. When you hear the word AI, what do you think of? You probably think of a chatbot, or a program that creates images of cats playing poker. You think of software, right? You think of something that lives on a screen. But what if I told you that was about to change? Because a new kind of organism is dawning. In nature, scientists talk about motility, an organism's ability to move under its own power. For billions of years, that was a biological exclusive. But the lines are starting to blur. AI, for the first time, is about to get physical. AI is already all around us. It listens to you. It sees your face. It knows where you are right now. It can read, write, and talk. But until now, AI has rarely ever actually moved. Electric machines are the new corporeal sockets for the AI brain, and as software becomes an agent, robots become agents. Any machine that can be automated, will be automated. Think about it like this. If you solve autonomy for cars, you solve autonomy for everything. And a humanoid robot is just one of thousands of form factors for this new kind of organism. We call it embodied AI. It's any machine that collects data, perceives the world around it, learns and navigates three-dimensional space, and it's poised to become a decatrillion-dollar market. To truly understand this, we need to go back in time. Imagine you're standing in New York City on December 31st, 1879. Thomas Edison is giving the first public demonstration of his light bulb. A crowd laughs and asks him, how could people buy light bulbs if they can't afford electricity? His response, we will make electricity so cheap that only the rich burn candles. Fast forward to 5th Avenue, New York City, Easter Sunday, 1900. The street is filled with horses and carriages. Now look at the same street in 1913. Spot the horse. There's only one. In just 13 years, the car had completely taken over. Why is this so important? Because it shows that some innovations are not a slow, steady progression. They're a sudden, exponential leap, and we're on the brink of another one right now. To understand the AI boom, let's draw a simple chart with two axes. The y-axis is the knowledge economy, the world of bits and bytes. The x-axis is the physical economy, the world of atoms and photons. AI has been rapidly moving up the y-axis, disrupting occupations like writing, accounting, and legal work. But what happens when all the digital data is captured and trained? How will the large language models differentiate themselves? They can't. They'll have to move to the right, into the physical economy, because you can't train an AI model to navigate the real world without a massive amount of real-world data. The race for photons has begun. Think about it like this. A plump, 600-pound bluefin tuna is hunting for squid 3 miles offshore. You have no boat and no fishing tackle. How much is that tuna worth to you? Zero. Now imagine you have a boat and the latest fish finder. That tuna could be worth over $3 million. The world's visual data is just like that uncatchable tuna. Without a way to collect it, it's worthless. But with the right hardware, the ability to collect and process that data becomes more valuable than gold. Biology is hyper-efficient. A fruit fly's brain is the size of a poppy seed, but it can navigate a complex world with ease. Why? Because its two enormous compound eyes are bigger than its entire head, each one acting as a tiny, energy-free computer that pre-processes visual data before it ever reaches the brain. Our hardware is still a joke compared to that. But companies like Tesla and Google don't have hundreds of millions of years to solve autonomy. They need tools that can simulate billions of years in just a few days. They're doing this by creating a digital twin of our world, a hyper-realistic virtual reality where robots can learn. When you're driving a Tesla, you're not just driving, you're playing a video game, feeding data into that simulated world to train the next generation of AI. When you wear a pair of Meta glasses, you're not just taking a photo, you're teaching a robot how to play the piano or take out the garbage. The world's biggest tech companies are no longer competing to get you to spend one more hour on a smart device. They're targeting the physical markets, the decatrillion-dollar markets. And they're going after the very same industries Carl Sagan warned we were losing. Google's Waymo is growing its fleet from just over 1,500 units today to an estimated 23,000 by 2030. They want to spread their bets beyond their core search business by creating a fleet of self-driving cars so safe, you'll look back in astonishment that you ever got into a car with a human driver. Meta's new glasses, with 2 ultra-high-definition cameras, are a Trojan horse. Imagine 20 million pairs of these glasses capturing real-world data of everything you do with your hands. Every user is training a humanoid avatar in a digital omniverse. The glasses may be stylish, but your face is a battleground. Amazon is a major force in AI, and its vertically integrated physical infrastructure uniquely positions it for pushing the boundaries of robotics. In 2017, Amazon had 5 human workers per robot. In 2024, that number is down to 2. Our team sees a potential for $10 billion in annual savings from robotics and automation. Even Apple, which may have paused its car project, can get in the game. The car of the future is essentially a giant iPhone wrapped around your body. They don't want to make a car, they want to turn your car into a mobile Apple store. And then there's Tesla. What's their secret sauce? It's not one thing, but a combination of 6 attributes. Their massive data from 7 million cars on the road, their robotics, energy solutions, AI team, vertical integration, and their connection to SpaceX, which is creating a new internet that will provide connectivity to everything, every car, and every drone. The car is to Tesla what the book was to Amazon. The company is using it as a laboratory to develop competencies in other areas. They're building probes to collect data, to improve the probes, to collect more data, to improve the probes. It's a virtuous cycle. Humans spend 82 million years of time inside cars every year. That's a massive amount of lost time, and a massive opportunity. And as for safety, it seems we're getting dumber faster than the cars are getting smarter. But it doesn't stop at cars. The low-altitude economy with flying cars and autonomous drones could eventually surpass the size of the global car market. Elon Musk recently posted that China makes more drones in a day than the US makes in a year, and that all future wars will be fought with them. With conventional technology, it takes 5 people to operate a $130 million drone. With AI, 1 person can operate 100 drones. This is an asymmetric capability that may call into question the very nature of defense budgets around the world. History shows us that innovation can change a city forever. Before the elevator, New York City was limited in height. After the elevator, we built skyscrapers. A reusable rocket is an elevator to space. SpaceX has reduced launch costs and increased satellite bandwidth by a factor of 10,000, creating an all-new internet that provides connectivity to everything. The United States didn't put a man on the moon just to collect rocks. We did it because if we didn't, someone else would have. Competition with China is reawakening the Apollo spirit and catalyzing policy and public support for the next era of innovation in AI, cyber, space, robotics, and quantum. Why humanoids? Because the world was made for humans, by humans, and there are over 8 billion of us to watch and imitate. The global labor market is worth $40 trillion. 1 humanoid at a cost of $5 an hour can replace 2 human workers making $25 an hour. The US labor market has 160 million people. Every 1% substitution by humanoids is worth over $300 billion. Now let's look at that chart I promised you. This is manufacturing as a percentage of US GDP since World War II. Just look at the persistent, uninterrupted linearity of the decline, from nearly 30% to 10% over 80 years. Carl Sagan's prophecy was that this decline would continue until it led to geopolitical and societal disaster. But what he didn't see was the one thing that could reverse this trend. The intersection of AI and the physical economy offers the chance to rebuild our manufacturing base and bring these industries back home. History books will be written about this time in the next 5 to 10 years. We are standing on the brink of a new era, one that will redefine the global economy. So the question is not whether the future is coming, it's whether we're ready to build it.